Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Bella Shaw. Simi Valley Mayor Bob Huber joins us as he closes out his first year as mayor. What a year it has been. Good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me. Nice to see you again.
You've been dealing with issues that don't come up once in decades,
That's
and here
true.
you are in your first year.
That's
Tell
true.
us what all you've been facing.
Been a busy year. We've had some unique things come before us this year. The landfill, which was a big issue, and that's once every 20, 25 years. In fact, it was approved for 50 years by the Board of Supervisors. Ultimately, we've had redistricting, which is once a decade, which has impacted our community. We're very involved in that. They're talking about closing the courthouse, which has been there for 20 years. We're dealing with that now, and there's just been a multitude of issues that have happened. Recently, just this week, we voted to pull out of the county library system, which is a better part of 20 years we've been in that. So these are all things that are just unique in one year. And there's others, but these are the highlights.
Well, tell us about the library issue. This has been very controversial.
It has been somewhat controversial. There was Assembly Bill 438 that was passed. It was actually Assemblyman that represents part of this county that got it passed that said if we didn't decide before the end of this calendar year, we would be stuck with certain regulations and if we wanted to change our library. So we were forced, basically, it wasn't on our radar screen to pull out, but we have pulled out. What I've said publicly twice, we've had 3 hearings on this, that my personal preference would be to stay with the county, but everything has to work. The length of the contract we have with them, the money, etc., okay? And we have 3 options, essentially. One, the city can run it completely. We run our own police department. We don't contract with the sheriff, so we're used to doing things on our own, so that's an option. Another option is that we can go and back with the county, and the third option is to have a private vendor run the library. And that's been somewhat an issue that's been raised because they're saying privatization. Well, it's still going to be a public library. We're still going to run the library. They just do the day-to-day work under our direction.
Did the public turn out for the testimony involved?
First, each time it got less and less. First time it was 4 hours worth of testimony. Second time it was 2 hours worth of testimony. And Monday night of this week it was 7 speakers. So it went way down.
But ultimately, of those 3 things that are decided, the library is going to be okay. It's going to
the libraries, our intent is to have the library be a public library and do real well for our citizens. And hopefully it'll even be better with us. And no offense to the countywide system, but we made a decision to pull out of that. And we're not in that, and obviously we're not going back to that.
Okay, we dealt with the library issue. What about redistricting?
That's just been, the goal of our council was to keep the congressional, the assembly, and the Senate district with Ventura County. When it started out with the redistricting commission, the Senate and the Assembly were with the county, okay? The congressional wasn't. I ended up going to Sacramento and testifying, and bottom line on it is what happened in the end, when the dust settled, instead of having 2 of the districts with our city, we only have 1 now. Now they took the Assembly district out as well, okay? So we have only one that hits our city really is the Senate district. The congressional district and the Assembly district are now with basically the San Fernando Valley and Santa Clarita, which we're not part of that. We're part of Ventura County. Our slogan in our community for over 30 years was welcome to Simi Valley, gateway to Ventura County, because we are the first entry point to the county. It's just an irony, and we're not happy about that.
So it was, by and large, a fun-filled first year, and now you have another year to go. Simi Valley Mayor Bob Huber, thank you so much for joining us here on Local Edition. And now we take you back to HLN.